Alright, put your feet up, lean back, and relax, because this nightfall cannot get any easier. Heads up everybody, my name is SentinelGray, and welcome to the channel. I'm approaching this video a little differently this time around because for this season, this strike is so easy, you're probably picking this one to run repeatedly for gear and materials when all of the Grandmasters become available at all times, not just on a weekly refresh basis. Okay, first things first, you'll be dealing with barrier and unstoppable champs during this GM. So what you'll want to do is bring good stuff like a scout rifle, a half-decent scout rifle that you want to use for anti-barrier, and a grenade launcher for unstoppable champs. I've already harped on blinding grenade launchers enough, more than enough in these videos, so I'm not going to do it again. You should know how useful it is by now. If you use something like Anarchy, this entire strike is going to be pretty much a joke. If you don't have Anarchy, then use Deathbringer with the Catalyst and it'll basically eat anything you fire it over. For shields, you're going to have to deal with all three damage types, with Solar being the rarest of the bunch. As long as you have someone on your team bring something with Solar, you should be okay regardless if it's a Solar subclass or you use like a Solar energy weapon like Empty Vessel or Vision of Confluence. Just make sure you have all the damage types covered. As for your subclasses, this strike is no different from the others. For the easiest time possible, use Middle Tree Sentinel if you're on a Titan, and for Warlocks, of course, you'll be wanting to run Middle Tree Dawnblade. Hunters, you have a little bit of freedom. If you want to help control large groups of enemies, I say go with Top Tree Night Stalker, which could make as an extremely good revive medic whenever you invis dodge. Or, if you want to, you could use Stasis and help your team with barrier champs and freezing them, and it could take some of the pressure off your team for those high pressure situations. Honestly, it's up to you. As far as the strike itself is concerned, I wasn't joking. This one is extremely easy. In almost every single engagement you have with the enemies in here, you can be far out of their range, taking them all out as mere target practice. Of course, that doesn't mean you can be reckless and stand out in the middle of an open field to take pot shots, but there's a tons of times in here where you'll be above an enemy and could head glitch them, so while you're plinking away, they can't reach you. Now during this strike, there's nowhere I'd call a problematic area, but there's a few tidbits of knowledge that's good to know if it's your first time doing this Grandmaster. The first thing is this area that you see here. In case you didn't know, there's actually enemies below the platform where the Cabal and Vex are fighting on. Most of the time when you run this strike normally, you can just ignore them and be on your way. But since this is a Grandmaster, and I'm assuming you want the most rewards that you can possibly earn, you'll want to look down there. There are 3 champions in total down there that are extremely easy to deal with. They never come up to your level and all they really do is hang out. But if you don't kill them, you could say goodbye to your platinum rewards, so remember to take them out. The second bit is a big field that has a whole bunch of Cabal and Vex fighting each other before you get to the drill. Fighting all these guys might be a real pain, but an easy way you can get them to not be a problem is to just rush towards the base. If you rush there on a Sparrow, you hit a certain threshold that makes the enemies in the battlefield despawn so you don't have to deal with them. There's no champs here either, so don't feel bad about it, just run straight through. The next little piece of advice is going to be while you're fighting on the drill. When you go up to the drill, you're going to want to have a grenade launcher ready so you can nail the unstoppable champion who greets you as soon as you come up. Believe me, it's an incinerator and he can boop your whole entire team off without batting an eye. Once you deal with him, I would suggest to leave a ally, teammate, whoever, at the top of the drill where you landed. Send 2 of your teammates down to deal with all the enemies that show up in that little area down there. This fight isn't that easy, but having someone who is completely out of harm's way is a good option for both players if they are down and, enemies keep on killing you. If you're running a well or a commander titan, this is the part where you end up doing the most work, since a well can heal out most of the damage you'll take down in that area, and a commander can easily handle crowd control since this is a small space, and you'll mostly be fighting war beasts. To be honest, that is probably going to be the extent of your problem areas in this strike. Like I said, this one is going to be extremely easy and one that you can probably run over and over and over again with very little problems as long as you're patient and don't get too ballsy. Like with the final boss, the only thing I'd suggest for your team is to treat him similarly to the final stage of the Saber Strike boss. Just melt him as fast as you can, and any of his problem areas or anything that he could do to you won't be a problem. Since Woltheon doesn't have a lot of health, it should be fairly easy if you have Anarchy with Breach and Clear or something that deals heavy damage like Deathbringer that I said earlier. That is going to be it for this video, guys. I'm sorry if it seemed kind of short, but this strike is insanely easy. Any problem areas I found, I made sure I covered, and even still, they're not that hard to deal with, so like I said, you'll probably run this run on repeat to farm out weapons or materials or whatever. If you guys like the video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And if you like live content, feel free to come chat with me on Twitch, where I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll have a link for that in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you all next time. And remember, keep your heads up and be kind to each other. Bye now.